This is Brother Ron, and welcome to We All Be News Radio and TV, the news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
At 9:15, military historians have called April 12, 1864 one of the bleakest days in U.S. history because of events that happened just 67 miles from Memphis. The Battle of Fort Pillow became the Massacre of Fort Pillow, as many Union soldiers were killed after surrendering.
Now, historians suggest that Confederate troops were enraged because African Americans were among the Union troops. And tomorrow, though, the African Americans who died will be honored with an historic marker at Memphis National Cemetery. Callie Hurd is behind the effort, and Joe Williams is the great-grandson of one of the soldiers killed. Welcome to both of you. Glad to have you here.
Thanks a lot.
Callie, let's start with you. What does this mean, this taking place tomorrow?
It means a lot to me because we started the Fort Pillow project in 2016 when we found out about the soldiers. So we started with a small memorial service, and we were on the wrong side of the cemetery. And Leonard Comstock from California called me and said, "Miss Hurd, I know where the 109 graves are." And once he told us that, we started a national tribute to them in 2018 and 2017. And then also what we wanted to do, we wanted to make something permanent because I'm part of ASALA and also the We All Be group, and we're a history group. And even though we talk about history, it's not a moment, it's a movement. So in order for the future to know, you have to have something planted. And since we had took a tour of the museum in Fort Pillow, we wanted to also have something in the Memphis side, letting people know this national/international moment was there, because like the thing for the Civil War was remember Fort Pillow.
Right.
But we had forgotten it.
Mr. Williams, how long ago did you hear of your great-grandfather's service and death, really a murder?
Well, I was just doing some research on great-uncle, and somebody said to me, "Why don't you do it on your great-granddad?" I said, "You mean to tell me that I spent 20, 30 years in the military, and now I'm just finding out that my great-granddaughter was a Union soldier?"
Wow.
So that lit a fire under me. Never again will I let anyone in this family go without knowing what great-granddaddy done. So now there's 7 generations, and we got 600 and some years of active military service with pictures to show the people that served for my great-granddad. Of course, there's a lot more because they said there was 35 ancestors killed at Fort Pillow, and my great-grandfather was one of the survivors of the 35 that was there. So he was shot in the arm and right side, and he never could use that side anymore.
Wow.
Callie, there are so many stories I can imagine similar to Mr. Williams. What does this say about not just Tennessee history, what does this say about American history?
You know, a lot of people think that, hey, it's a negative, but I think history can be a positive. Because even though it was negative during that time, we learned from it. Because in the process, the Leonard Comstock, he gave me my history. I didn't know I had a Union great-great-grandfather that was part of the Union War, and his 3 other 2 brothers, and one died at Vicksburg. Then also I found out about the mulattoes in my family, the European Americans in my family. So I found out it's not about a black thing, it's a history thing. It's a unifying people
Have
thing.
you heard conversely from European Americans, other family members, others out there? Have they kind of opened the door with open arms, or have they responded?
What we're doing in 2019, there's 239 graves out there for Union soldiers. 139 are the white soldiers from the Union side, and 109 are the colored troops. We're going to start a revolution. Like I say, it's a movement where the white carnations are for the African American soldiers, the red ones are for the Union soldiers, and it's like almost 5,000 unknown soldier graves. So we're going to eventually put blue. So it's going to be a new moment where those people who actually are forgotten, they're going to actually have a present where people touch their graves.
And in the case of the African-American soldiers who died, just think about it, they had no rights under U.S. law at that time, no right to vote, and yet they were willing to give their lives for freedom. So that's a true American story. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
Thank you for your
having us.
time.
Here is where you need to be. We encourage everyone to come out. It is definitely a part of not just Mid-South, but American history.
Yeah, not just a moment, but a movement.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's a good bumper
All
sticker.
right.